Hi, it's Jamie with JamiesArtsalaCartes. Just wanted to give you a quick update on our greenhouse and the progress that we're seeing and the experiments that have succeeded, and update on those that are maybe struggling. Alright, got some exciting stuff going on. So I began this growing season by creating an Excel spreadsheet. It sort of helped me get a rough idea of when plants went in the ground and when I expected them to sprout and the harvest. It just sort of gave me an overall visual of the plants that we had. Well, there's the first thinning of our carrots. Those cute little stakes that I got from the Dollar Tree. Oh, it seems counterproductive to pull them out once they sprout, but that's what you're supposed to do. So anyways, there's the first round. We'll do it again when they get a little bit bigger. There we are, all thinned out. Bossa says hello. And we'll let these grow up, and then we'll mound them up a little more. And hopefully we'll be eating beets before we know it. So I just gave that bird of paradise that had got hit by the cold, I just gave it a pretty good thinning out. So we got rid of all the dead crispy stuff, and hopefully spring will do its magic and bring it back to us. So I gave that tomato a good thinning out. Found that little jewel there and that little baby jewel right there. So we'll send more energy into those and then into flowering. So basically we just cut a lot of the little, what they call the little sucker limbs off. It zaps the energy out of the plant. So my husband just redirected the little waterhead things, and so now it looks like they cross over and they do a good job getting all the areas. It's all trial and error, but that looks like it's going to work. I'll have to watch the orchids and make sure they don't get too wet. Alright, we're getting ready for spring. Well, today was the day that we moved all the poinsettias back outside. So now we have lots of empty space. My husband's already saying, more veggies, more veggies. The veggies we do have are doing good. Looking forward to seeing that ginger sprout again. Strawberry plant, more onions. He added some more water, move stuff around. This lettuce is doing exceptionally well. These not so much, but we'll see. Not going to give up on them just yet. Tomatoes are starting to bear fruit, so we like that. Okra's got some buds back there. Of course, the beets we thinned out the other day. So it's starting to look like spring in our little area. I mounded up the potatoes. And of course these are for me. Some just flowers to be pretty. We did move the cosmos and the zinnias outside. Thought they needed a little bit more sun. So we'll see how they do. So we decided to change out the walkway and go from hay to pine bark. This gets pretty slick when it's damp. So we'll see how that looks. Well, we got the mulch put down and very happy with the way it turned out. Very easy to walk on. Very pleased with the results. So we begin to see good growth out of our potatoes. Sweet potatoes haven't really popped up yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming soon. And then we have good growth on our peppers and our carrots. And as we go back through the greenhouse, we see lots of good growth with the onions and all the little different herbs and veggies we have back there. The lettuce in the very back is looking really, really nice. I hope to see it grow quickly so that we can have some good home salads. And then those orchids hanging from the ceiling. That's going to be their new home unless they don't do well. So it's all just one big experiment, and we'll just have to see how it goes. This is our beet tape seed experiment. As you can see, the tape completely disappears, but the plants aren't so healthy, so I'm trying to transplant them and see if we can save the few that are left. Here are our poinsettias and our two little Christmas evergreens that we got during the holiday season. These are the originals that I've had for decades. I'm going to try to I'll do some trimming on them, but I'm going to let them get acclimated to their new spot, and then we'll go from there. All right, lots of good progress today. The hydrangea is starting to open up. How exciting! Part of today's task involved trimming back our gardenias. So I'm going to actually try to propagate these and see if I can be successful. So I cut my larger gardenia bushes, my branches that I had thinned out, down to these smaller ones. And then I'm going to actually propagate probably 2 pieces out of each one of those. One big experiment. Let's see how it goes. So I've taken this razor blade and I've literally just scraped my trunk off here. I did it at the bottom, and then I did up here where these nodes are, and I'm not taking that much off, just trying to give a spot for roots to start. Alright, let's see what happens with it. Here I'm getting some citronella plants ready for propagation. Alright, so this is what I've done to the geranium. Again, I scraped just around these nodes. It's supposed to promote roots. And I'll put it in water, kind of like that, to where the water covers the nodes, but not so much up that far. Alright, I'm going to get a couple more. Another experiment. it's the hibiscus turn. Well, there are the hibiscus. And again, I scrape the bottom, scrape the nodes that are in the water there at the bottom, and got some pretty flowers in the process. So hopefully these will root, and then we can plant more hibiscus. That would be a wonderful thing. All right, that's our propagation for today. So we have geraniums, hibiscus, citronella, gardenias, and ligustrums. How about that? Let's hope some of them take. And then this, what I read, will last for a good long while. That's just that long stem with the leaf. It smells definitely like that. That citronella, it's got a strong smell. We don't mind that smell, so it's okay for us. Beautiful flowers that we were able to get off the stems. So we'll just see how this little experiment goes. So I trimmed back my hyacinth plant, and all these are seeds. I'm going to leave them in the little flower, what I'm going to call a little flower wrapper. And I'll be able to plant those. How about that? Who even knew you could do that? So excited. I found a broccoli plant today, and we're going to try our hand at growing some asparagus. Ooh, this will be a fun experiment. Well, today was the day that I went ahead and trimmed my poinsettias back. They were hit way harder than I thought with that cold snap that we had. These sparse looking ones we've had 10 plus years, so I'm trying to save them if I can. I'm hoping now that spring's here, we'll start seeing some green. I already see some new growth on them, so that's encouraging. But anyways, we got them cleaned up, and hopefully we can salvage them. So here are our cuttings for this year. We'll see how they do, and we'll probably start getting some of them in the dirt. I see new growth on the ligustrums back there. Not so much roots, but new growth. And then on the hibiscus, new growth off the stalks. So we'll probably put those in the ground. Got some roses in here, poinsettias, hibiscus, ligustrums, citronella. So there we are. We're ready for this growing season to start. All right, here's an update on our hibiscus propagation. I think we've been pretty successful. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting off that end down there. I won't scrape next time. Didn't know. This is all a learning process for me. Putting root start on it, putting it in here, and then once I get some 6-inch plus roots on there, then I'll put them in individual little pots. But there are our hibiscus. I am very excited. Look at all the little new leaves. How cool is that? All right, we'll have hibiscus, and then we've got a few little sprigs of dogwood. We'll see what happens with those. All right, this is exciting. Right, here is our propagation. Hibiscus are doing really well. Lots of new growth on here. Lots of new growth on the ligustrums. Geraniums. I actually had to snip a bloom off of this front one here. So they're doing well also. Roses. Some are fairing, some not sure if they'll make it, but we'll see. All a big experiment. And then of course all of our poinsettias. I did go ahead and start some more basil. We'll see what we can get to root, and we'll get more of those growing. Our plumeras are really starting to take off. Desert Rose is very happy. So we did another experiment. Just took a box of wild flower seed. Of course, I'm competing with the squirrels, but I've got flowers coming up, and it's just at the base of this oak tree. Just seeing if that would even work underneath the tree. So we put some of our old mulch when we cleaned out the beds over there, and then put down a few bags of dirt, mixed in some good stuff, and planted it, and then put the straw on top. Now if I could distract the squirrels long enough, I think we might have some pretty flowers come up here. Another experiment that we did is we went ahead and ran this long bed along the fence, and we're growing corn and sunflowers, and they're sprouting and they're doing well. So I ended up transplanting all of our beets. Not doing well, but what I did is I redid the mixture that they're planted in and gave it a whole lot more ability to drain. And I've got it out here in full sun as opposed to in the greenhouse. Some more flowers. And then some of these I think just needed more sun, so we moved them outside. Snow peas. Poor snow peas. I didn't do well with those. Got a few trying to hang on. So our sweet potatoes finally took off, and they're doing really well now. Then we have our white potatoes and our red potatoes. They're doing exceptionally well. Swiss chard, struggling with it, but it hasn't quite given up. Broccoli is really happy. This is a basil plant, one of them that I took the stems off of to propagate this morning. Of course, the mint's always happy. This one, something did happen with our spearmint, so I pulled it out to see if maybe it wasn't getting enough water or sun. It's all such a learning process. Tomatoes doing well. Blueberries are very happy. Our tea tree. Our lettuce is still going. Of course, our herbs. Another blueberry. I topped off the tops of these onions. I read that might help promote growth, so I did that to both of our trays of onions. This is our African basil that I'm trying to propagate up there on the porch. And our parsley is just really happy. We have 3 buckets of asparagus, and we actually have one that's taken off, which is kind of exciting. Of course, all of our ornamentals, our irises have already bloomed and faded away. But we'll have more on the way. And our peppers. Peppers are trying. Looks like we have a rogue onion over there, but that's okay. And then of course our carrots. I'm actually going to nip off some of these tops just when I go to make my next salad, I think. Not enough to impede the plant growth, but we'll end up doing another thin out of that section there. Well, there's our update. We did move the orchids. We had them all there. We put them to the front porch. They were getting too much water. We had to do water for all the plants. But the orchids didn't really like that, so we've got them back where they were, and they're a new potting mix. And they'll come back and they'll be happy again. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this update on our little garden, our little urban experiment we've got going here. We tend to eat something out of here, something sometimes big, sometimes small, but we're getting something every few days now. You know, either the herbs or, you know, one of the other items that we're growing here. We harvested our garlic, or our ginger, and our garlic. So it's kind of fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting, happy growing, happy living.